What up? What's good, everybody? Just wanted to talk a little bit today about all the drama going on with the Lakers right now. Just when the hits keep on coming, right? With free agency right around the corner, every day is a new dramatic story from the Lakers. A story came out today that um, the discord between Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka, the lack of trust that the two of them had towards each other, basically trickled down to the rest of the employees and made them feel uneasy in the workplace, and just made for a very stressful and anxiety-filled atmosphere in the Laker front office. And you hate to hear things like that. A lot of teams have issues, but stuff like that when you're a very popular franchise as they are, and you don't win, which a lot of injuries came, contributed into that this year. Had they had a successful season, I doubt we would have heard a lot of this stuff. But when you lose, people hear about that stuff because people want to know why, and they pry, and then somebody says something, and then it goes from there, and now it's a story. So a lot of discord in an organization and lack of continuity. You know what I mean? Jeanie Buss has to do a better job of delegating responsibilities. She seems to make decisions based on personal relationships and not results. And that's something that she needs to figure out and get it right, because the NBA is a business. And the Lakers for years were a family-owned business. And, Dr. Jerry Buss, the greatest, in my opinion, the greatest sports owner of all time. A guy who was owner for 10 championships, 16 division titles, and was just he's the GOAT of owners, in my opinion. He passed it on to his kids and wanted his kids to run it after he passed away. And it just never seemed to pan out between the brother Jim that was in charge directly after Dr. Buss passed away, and then Jeanie basically ended up taking over. And ever since the kids have been running it, Jim made decisions based on personal feelings, and Jeanie's doing the same thing based on personal feelings. And you can't run a business on personal feelings. When it comes down to it, you got to make a decision that's going to be a right decision to move your team in the right direction. And they don't do that. Everybody around her is her friends, and they really don't know a damn thing about anything going on in the current NBA. Kurt Rambis he was a good hustler, solid player, Laker fan, but he was a terrible head coach, and really the game is passing by. He's still stuck in the 80s, and it's 2019 now. The game is played differently, and he still doesn't understand that. His wife is one of Jeanie's best friends, and apparently she's helping Jeanie make decisions, which she's never really had any background in basketball whatsoever. And that's just ridiculous that somebody that has no idea what they're doing is advising you. And then you have Phil Jackson, who was a great coach but a terrible GM, giving her advice as well. So it's just ridiculous at this point. They need to figure it out and get it right. They should have called either Jerry West, Masai Ujiri, Bob Myers, David Griffin, anybody with experience and a keen eye for talent, and just an experienced front office person. At this point, like, you're trying to attract free agents and you're trying to win a championship. You're trying to become a contender. You have one of the best players in the game on your team, and you're wasting he's late in his career, and you're wasting his years because you can't get out of your own way. And at this point, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Next thing I want to talk about is the free agent possibilities. Right now, it looks like, obviously, KD's not coming. Kawhi's not going to come. Kyrie, I'll give it maybe a 20% chance, but I doubt he'll come. He'll end up probably following KD wherever he goes. And then you got, which brings you to the second tier. Clay's definitely not coming. He's staying in Golden State. Why would he leave? He's on a championship contender, and he can get the most money there, so why would he leave? And then you got the second tier guys. You got Jimmy Butler. You got Kemba Walker, Chris Middleton, Tobias Harris, guys like that. Jimmy Butler would be the best fit, but I doubt that he'll leave Philadelphia, because I think that the Sixers are going to offer him the max deal. So it would really surprise me if he decided to leave. If Philadelphia doesn't offer him the max, he might leave. But if they do, then he'll stay. Kemba Walker is an interesting proposition. He's a really good player. He's an all-star caliber player, but he just doesn't. He's very small, and he's a liability defensively. He's a great offensive player, one of the top in the game. but his size really gets, when you're going against guys 5-6 inches taller than you every night, it takes its toll on you, and they pretty much have their way with you defensively. You can't really do anything to stop them. So the best case scenario, in my opinion, which would be probably plan C for me, if they do strike out on the free agents, would be Bradley Beal. Supposedly, the Washington Wizards are interested in Lonzo Ball and 2 first-round picks for Beal. If I'm the Lakers, I like Lonzo Ball. I think he's going to end up being a really good player. People hate on him. Mostly people hate his dad, so they hate on him. And he's really a good kid. He was a hard worker. He's quiet. He's a good teammate. But because his dad was a blowhard, people tended to not like him, and that's messed up. It's a shame. But anyway, I would definitely do that deal. I like Lonzo, but if you can get an all-star player, you get an all-star player. You pair him with LeBron, with the other young assets that will be left on the team, and if you could bring in maybe like a mid-level or a lower-level role player, maybe like a Danny Green type player, like a knockdown 3-point shooter and a defender to go along with Beal to join LeBron, I think that would be a really solid team that could make some damage in the Western Conference. But it's free agency still a month away. I'm sure there's going to be more drama and ups and downs coming up with the team, because it's Hollywood. You got to have drama, of course. So it's going to be very interesting free agent period. So that's about all I got today. I'll wrap it up. Feel free to subscribe. The red link underneath. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at PhilGrayson6. Feel free to follow me on Instagram, fanatic_Phil, with a PH on the fanatic. And, until next time, I'll be back later this week to give my insights on and predictions for the NBA Finals this week between the Golden State Warriors and the Toronto Raptors. So until next time, I'll see you when I see you. Peace.